I have had so many people comment on my videos stating that they don't have the funds for a generator or the space for a generator. I did a video about this last winter, but I wanted to do an even more simplified version of how you can cheaply get power to your gas furnace or to other items in your home in the event of a power outage, whether that's in the wintertime or the summertime. And it's very cheap compared to purchasing a generator or a power station. So let's get right into it. All right, so for starters, if you go down to your gas furnace, you will probably see a light switch unless you've already adapted it to an outlet like this one. Basically, all this is your furnace is wired to a pigtail and you plug it in just like you would plug in your TV or a toaster oven into an outlet. And this is your power source as well as your source of disconnecting the furnace. Now, what this allows you to do is you can unplug this and say the power is out, there's nothing going to this outlet. You can then plug this into an extension cord, which will go to your alternate power source, which I'm about to show you in just a second. So at the end of this video, I'll direct you to the installation of this product. We have a detailed video on how to convert your furnace to this. It takes about 20 minutes. It's easy to revert back should you ever need to, and it costs about $5 to $10 to do this upgrade. So just to show you how this works in a normal scenario, we're on grid power. This again is a demo furnace, so normally this would be mounted on your wall, but I just have it mounted here. We just bump this over to the heat mode. And as you can see, the inducer is running. I'll go through the full sequence so you can see that this gas furnace lights up on grid power, and then we're going to show you how to do this with your alternate power source. We have our hot surface igniter going, and in just a second we will have ignition, and after about 30 seconds our blower motor will come on and we'll have hot air coming out of the furnace. All right, blower just came on. This is hot air coming out of here. So everything is functioning on grid power at the moment. We're gonna go ahead and bump this back off, and we're gonna let that heat exchanger cool for just a second. Now, while that's cooling, I'm gonna show you the means by which we're going to get that alternate power to this furnace, and it is this guy right here. Now, in a previous video, we did this with a car battery. You may have seen that before. I wanted to make this more simple, more easy for DIYers and homeowners to do this in a pinch. I got this one on Amazon. You can find it on our Amazon store. Simply go down to the video description, click my favorite HVAC tools, and you can find this right there on the front. So this is slightly different in the one that I used before because we had to make connections here. Whereas with this, they already have the pigtails included with the clamps. So we can attach this under our hood of our vehicle. It's extremely easy to do. We're gonna connect red to red or positive and black to black or negative. And we can leave this under the hood. And then we're just gonna plug our other end of the extension cord into there. And this will allow us to run our gas furnace. So let's demonstrate this to you live right now. We're gonna unplug power. We're just gonna plug it into the female end of our extension cord. And then we're gonna plug the other male end of our extension cord to one of the outlets here. And that's it. Now I will include too that you want to get the same gauge extension cord as what you have going to your furnace. Typically that is a 12 gauge wire that will power your furnace. So just make sure you have a 12 gauge extension cord and you'll be totally safe. So we're gonna run this out to our truck, put it under the hood, hook it up, and show you what we got. All right, so we got our truck pulled up here. We've got our inverter plugged into this. So we're simply going to pop the hood here and see where our battery's located at. As you can see, it's generally pretty easy to locate. If you have some crazy German car, it might be in a weird spot. But generally, the red will be color coded like this one. The little cover is popped off. So this is our positive. This is our negative. Just be careful if you accidentally touch these together for whatever reason, you will get a big spark and could scare the bejesus out of you. So all we're gonna do is set this right here. I'm gonna hook up the negative first, and we're just gonna simply clamp it on basically like a jumper cable. Make sure it has a good connection there. And the same with the positive. You might get a little spark when you connect the positive or the last one you connect there. All right, so here we go. We are already switched on the on position. We have a green LED indicating that we have power here. So now that this is tucked in here, it's not gonna touch anything. We can basically close the hood and pinch this, no problem. If you're worried about having your vehicle on the street and having this running, you can obviously close the hood, lock the vehicle, and from time to time, we can start this and make sure that the battery's still good and charged and keep that going. Basically, as long as you have fuel in your vehicle, this will act as a generator, which is pretty awesome. All right, so I was able to latch the hood, so this is secure. Let's go inside and see what we got. So as you can see, we have a little orange LED on our extension cord there. And again, we're not touching anything with grid power here. This is all coming from our truck. So we just powered that on. Inducer is on. Let's make sure that everything fires up like it should. There's the hot surface igniter. There we go, we've got ignition. And we'll give this about 30 seconds or so and make sure that our fan comes on. And there we go, guys. Our fan just kicked on. So this furnace is fully functional off of our truck, basically acting as a generator, which is pretty stinking awesome. Now, a couple of words of caution here. You obviously don't want to run this for so long that you kill your battery and you can't go out there and go somewhere if you need to. But generally, if you just start it up every once in a while, you're gonna be totally fine. But just keep that in mind. Now, also, if your vehicle has a remote start, that's an awesome feature too. You don't even have to go outside. You can start it from inside and just make sure that the battery's charged up. But even if a remote start isn't something that you do have, you can always just go inside the vehicle, start it up, let it run for about 10 minutes, and it's awesome in the event of an emergency power outage. This will typically run for much longer than your average generator, not to mention it's quiet. Once this truck is warmed up, you won't even be able to tell that it's sitting here idling. All right, I wanted to do one last test with this just so we can see how many amps this is pulling. So right now we're pulling 0.2 watts. That's basically what this inducer motor is rated at. Let's see what we've got once our hot surface igniter comes on. 0.6 amps on that. Drop it back down to 0.3 after our hot surface igniter came on and back off. So 1.1 amps. So this is a pretty small furnace. It's not going to pull a ton of amps, as you can see, but if you wanted to, you could throw an amp meter on yours and see what it's pulling. All I did was I put it on the black wire coming in, the main power source, and that will read all of the amps coming in. Now, something I will mention too, as you can see, if you have a 96% furnace, you will have condensate water and you have a pump that pumps that out. Two things: in the event of an emergency, you could collect this with a bucket if you didn't want to run that. Or like this one has an outlet. So what we could do here is we could just put a Y and we could run both of these into that single extension cord, and that would totally be fine. This only runs for about 10 seconds, maybe every couple of hours. It doesn't run very often at all, and it doesn't pull a ton of amps. Well, guys, it's as easy as that to use your vehicle as a generator by means of this little guy. Again, you can find this in the video description below, and I hope it helps you in a time of need. If you think this video will be of help to someone else you know, feel free to send this to them so that they can benefit from this during a time of need in the event of a power outage. Now, as I said earlier in the video, we're going to show you how to install that switch. So if you'd like to see that, check it out right here, and we're going to show you just how easy it is to convert your furnace from a switch to an outlet so that you can be prepared in the event of an emergency. Until next time, you guys be safe. Later.